Today we will talk about the last Empress of Iran, Farah Pahlavi. On October 14 of this year, Farah Pahlavi turned 85 years old. The first half of her life was like a fairy tale. Acquaintance with Shah Mohammad Reza, a luxurious wedding, the title of Empress Happiness, was destroyed by the revolution that took place in Iran in 1979. The family was in exile, and a year and a half later Mohammad Reza Pahlavi died. How did she meet the Shah? The father of the future empress is a graduate of the famous French military academy of Saint-Cyr, captain of the Iranian army Sohrab at the Lycée Jeanne d'Arc in Tehran. Farah learned French, was captain of the basketball team, and then traveled to Paris and enrolled in École Spéciale d'Architecture. Her chosen profession of architecture in Iranian society at the time was considered the prerogative of men. Everyone wanted their children to become doctors or take some position in the government. But I thought that I didn't want to sit indoors all my life, it would be nice to get outdoors sometimes, to nature, Farah explained her decision. In the spring of 1959 at the Iranian embassy in Paris, Farah was presented to Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi as one of the Iranian students studying in France. At that time, the Shah had already divorced his second wife, Soraya. It became known that the Shah was looking for a new wife capable of giving him an heir, as he already had a daughter, Shahnaz, from his first marriage to the Egyptian princess Fawzia. Sometime after this incident, Farah and Mohammad Reza met at the house of a relative of the Shah, a diplomat in charge of Iranian students' affairs abroad. She was later invited to a dinner where Pahlavi himself was also present. Shortly after this meeting, the Shah proposed to Farah. On December 1 of the same year, the engagement was announced, and 3 weeks later, on December 21, the wedding took place. The bride's dress was created in the Dior fashion house under the direction of Yves Saint Laurent, and the wedding tiara was made by the famous American jewelry company Harry Winston. The cascade of luxurious jewelry included 325 diamonds of peach, white and blue colors, and in the center of this splendor sat a rare and pure 60-carat pink diamond Nour al-Ain. The heir to the throne, Reza Pahlavi, was born on October 31, 1960. Over the next 10 years, the couple had 3 more children. Princess Farah in 1963, Prince Ali Reza 3 years later and Princess Layla in 1970. In 1966 Van Cleef Arpels received a historic order to create a crown and jewelry for the coronation of Empress Farah. According to the traditions of Iran, it was necessary to use precious stones from the national treasury, kept in a special safe of the Central Bank of Iran, for the decoration. During 6 months Pierre Arpels came to Tehran more than 20 times. He carefully chose the stones and even organized a temporary workshop directly in the vault. The Empress's crown was decorated with 36 emeralds, 36 spinels and rubies, 105 pearls and almost 1,500 diamonds. The set also included emerald earrings and a necklace with a hexagonal carved emerald pendant. On October 26, 1967, Farah was crowned as the Shabanu Empress of Iran. This decision of the Shah was unprecedented in the history of Iran. This had not happened since the 7th century. At the initiative of the Empress in the 1970s, in early 1979, mass protests caused by dissatisfaction with the Shah's policies reached a climax and the revolution began. On January 16, Mohammad Reza and Farah Pahlavi left the country, and in February the disgraced Ayatollah Khomeini returned to Iran and took power. A transitional government was formed, a referendum on a new political order was held in March, and in April Iran was declared an Islamic Republic. After the exile, it was a very difficult period to survive, hour by hour, day by day, Farah recalled. During the year, the couple traveled to Egypt, Morocco, the Bahamas and Mexico. The new Iranian authorities constantly demanded the former monarch's extradition. Meanwhile, Mohammad Reza's health was deteriorating, and his arrival for medical treatment in the U.S. caused in November 1979 the seizure of the U.S. Embassy in Iran and an acute international crisis. In December, the former Shah left the U.S. for Panama and returned to Egypt the following March. He died in Cairo on July 27, 1980, at the age of 60. After her husband's death, Farah Pahlavi spent almost 2 more years in Egypt, and then President Ronald Reagan announced that the U.S. was ready to receive her with her family. The Empress Dowager suffered other losses. In November 2000, her mother passed away, in June of the following year the youngest daughter, and in January 2011, the youngest son passed away. The ex-Shabanu's last years were spent in Paris and Washington, D.C. Her eldest son lives in the U.S. Capitol with his wife and 3 daughters. In 2003, Farah Pahlavi's memoir An Enduring Love My life with the Shah became an international bestseller. I have lived an interesting life, very hard and at the same time very beautiful, she says. The former empress still keeps a close eye on events in her native country and admits that she misses Iran very much.